What's up, guys? It is Sam here, and I am getting ready to go to the gym, but I wanted to give a quick update on yesterday's video with that insane pre-workout stack that I had with with the salt, the pre-workout, the S4, cialis, and the weed. I gotta wash this down with the cialis. By the way, before I get into any of this video, this stuff I talk about in this video is strictly for entertainment purposes, as there's no, I'm definitely not recommending you do anything that I do. Don't do stupid shit you see somebody else doing online. Use your fucking head and just consider some of the risks involved, okay? Now, also, any of the compounds I talk about, like the cialis, is doctor's prescribed, and the S4 is for research purposes only, with doctor's supervision. So, with that being said, I wanted to give a recap of yesterday's workout. And more, I guess, what I look for in a pre-workout, right? Because there's different ways a pre-workout can work. So if you have one that gives you like a stimulus, right? You've heard of stim versus non-stim pre-workouts, right? Or like a thermogenic workout. Those are thermogenic pre-workout, right? So there's the mental side of it, you know, and then there's people tend to work out maybe a little harder if they're warm, right? So there's thermogenic ones, which will heat up the body. There's ones that give you energy. So for like the ultimate in terms of a pre-workout stack, from my point of view, right? Like I want to hit my pre-workout with as many angles as I could to make sure that I got all of my bases covered. So my favorite type of pre-workouts are ones where I stack compounds together, because you have each compound that affects things in a different way. So individually that's good, right? But when you start stacking those on and you have 4 different pieces to the puzzle, right? It's very synergistic. There's other benefits associated with that, because when you're in that state, you start to think differently and more clearly. Think about when you were in a very heightened state of energy and how your decision making is, right? Like you're excited, you're happy, or whatever the case is, versus when you're sad or you're tired. Think about how you think about things, right? So if you're able to help increase through some of these compounds going into that state, right? It only seems like obvious that you're going to have other fucking benefits associated with getting into that state of mind, because any decisions you make, you're going to make in that heightened state, right? And the mental piece of it, I think, is a tremendously under talked about portion of the workout, right? Because anybody who's probably had 2 years plus of lifting experience, maybe less, understands that this and being here present and engaged in the moment with what you're doing in the gym is excruciatingly important. I would say that, why I gave that 2-year time horizon is because initially just going through the range of motion has a tremendously high ROI, because you're going through the motion of learning a new motor pattern, and then afterwards you know the motor pattern, but now you actually have to bring your muscles into it, right? And so if you're trying to do a bicep curl, going through the motion is going to be fantastic. And then once you realize that you can bring this into it, the level of workout is completely different. And anybody who's had that experience knows what I'm talking about. Being there here versus just going through the reps. And when you just go through the reps, it's probably slightly positive ROI from some aspects, but I also think it's not necessarily as ROI positive as it could be if you were in a more heightened state mentally focused on what you're doing. So that is one of the reasons why I actually like to add weed into my pre-workouts. The weed gives me that mental focus while I'm in a workout. So that's one thing I like to have in there. And all of these things, as I mentioned, like I don't necessarily take them all every single day, 6, 7, 8 days a week, whatever it is, right? I might take them together for a couple days and then only take like 2 or 3 of them and then go back. So I'm constantly in a state of flux to not allow my body to adapt to the stimulation I'm giving it, right? Think of it like hypertrophy in the gym, and if you were just doing the same thing, you're always fucking changing shit, even if it's just the tiniest little, like, I'm gonna focus on the inside bicep peak here as I'm actually doing this pose or doing a bicep curl or something like that, and they all those little pieces add up. So the other portions of my pre-workout will consist of the salt. As you can mention, as I talked about in the previous video. By the way, I'm going to get to a recap of the performance from yesterday's workout in a moment. The salt helps with the pump. The cialis also helps with the relaxing of the smooth muscle tissue around veins and stuff like that, so you can get a bigger pump and help with some vascularity. And the S4 is obviously for research purposes, but the amount of pump, let's get into the recap of yesterday's workout. The amount of pump in my triceps was insane. It was almost like you took somebody whose arms were bigger than mine and you took their tricep off and then you put it on mine, and my tricep was like 2 sizes bigger than it normally is. Like, it was tremendous. When you talk about a tricep sweep is like this portion of your tricep, right? Whether you're doing a front double or a back double, right? This is the portion that is referred to as a tricep sweep. And when you have that crazy pump, my tricep peak looked insane. By the way, if you want to check out that video, I think it's the video before this one or 2 back, you can go check out that. You even see some horizontal striations. Amazing, amazing pump. But obviously I think it's the culmination of all of these coming together. I do feel like I actually had some extra volume that I was able to hit on when I was doing my triceps that I probably would not have normally hit. So I think that was very valuable. Anyways, I will probably do another update later tonight on this. I'm taking a little bit more actual pre-workout today, about 1 1/3 scoops of the pre-workout, and I'll probably be taking slightly less of the salt. So if you guys want to see that update, let me know, or just press that subscribe button, and then there's a little bell notification. So if you get value from this video or anything, whether it's just entertainment or this guy's a fucking clown, press that thumbs up button. It lets Google know to show this, or YouTube to show this video to other people who might enjoy it too. So it helps out the channel a lot. I appreciate that. Also, completely forgot what I was talking about, so I'll just ramble on here at the end and tell you to subscribe. Peace. This is another thing that happens when you smoke, I guess. Peace.